Okay, so one of my students has a question and he's wondering what are some quick fixes that he can do to help get his look up? Well, lucky for him, not only am I going to answer his question, but by the end of this video, if you feel like you're like, I don't know, a 6 or a 7 out of 10 in terms of looks, by the end of this video, you're going to have 5 ways that can boost you up all the way to a 7 or like an 8.5 or something like that, depending on how much work you have to do. So the good news about these tips is that they make a marked difference in your appearance, and you can start doing them right now, no matter who you are. So the first one that I'm going to give you is to smile more. Smile more. When you smile, you'll look more attractive. I don't know how many psychological studies that there are out there that point to when a person smiles, they look more attractive. There's a lot of reasons for this, but especially when you're at the bar or the club or you're out at a social event, you look more approachable, you look more friendly. Now, if you think about when you're out and you're trying to talk to a girl, which girl are you more likely to talk to? The girl who looks like she's pissed off in the corner, or the girl who's smiling, the girl who's friendly? Same principle applies to guys. So if you don't smile a lot, start smiling more. And if you haven't smiled a lot, you're probably not very good at smiling. So let me give you some pointers on how to smile better. The first thing that you need to know is you need to start practicing. I would start practicing in the mirror. I had a horrible smile for years, but I practiced at it and now it's fairly decent at the moment. So you can improve, it can get better. It's a skill like anything else. Make sure that you're smiling with your whole face. If you just smile with your mouth, it's gonna look like this. Creepy as fuck, huh? So when you're smiling, make sure you smile with your eyes. Your eyes should open up a little bit more than they usually do. They should get a little bit wider. Your mouth should come out too. It should emphasize your whole face. So you can even smile with just your eyes, and that's a pretty seductive look to be pulling off too. I've been really See how much of a difference it makes? I like to, if you smile with just your eyes and you kind of give a little bit of a coy smile to you, like, that's one of the smoothest looks that I know out there. I mean, it's such a coy, cheeky little smile that you can pull when you're talking to a girl. So practice that. What I used to do is I used to walk down the street and I used to try and make eye contact with people, and I would smile and I would see if they would smile back. I would try and get as many people to smile at me as possible on my way to work, on my way to class, or wherever I was going. So try that. All right, step number 2 is your posture. Your posture is one of the easiest things to correct right now. I guarantee you, if you haven't focused on your posture, you're probably hunched over, you're probably looking really small. Get your head up, get your shoulders back, and get your palms out as well. This is a lot more open, this is a lot more assertive, and it makes you look bigger and makes you feel better too, okay? People are gonna notice. There's such a difference when somebody has good posture versus poor posture. You can tell they look more confident when they walk around. Girls want to go up and approach them more. You can tell that that guy is confident just by the way he walks. And I want you guys to have that same thing as well. So make sure you're standing up straight. You should be as tall as you possibly can. Try and reduce the amount of time that you're staring at your phone, that you're on your computer. Make sure you're standing up a little bit more and being physically active as well. These will all help. But the first thing is to focus on your posture. If you want more information about this, I have a whole video where I talk about posture, and I think it's the last video that I just released. So look for my video on body language and posture. This brings me to number 3, which is using expansive hand gestures. Use expansive hand gestures. Okay, I'll see a lot of guys, like let's say somebody comes up to them and says, hey, where's the nearest coffee shop or something like that? And they say, oh, it's over there. Okay, that's a really, get those T-Rex arms out of here. That's a really kind of submissive hand gesture. You want to make your gestures more, you want to make them bigger. You want to make them more assertive. So the next time somebody asks you where the nearest coffee shop is, you say it's over there. Okay? Not only are these hand gestures more assertive and more attractive within themselves, but if you're at a bar or a social gathering, more people are going to notice you if you use bigger hand gestures, or if you're moving around a lot more. People are going to notice you, man. Okay? Now you don't want to go crazy, but you want to make sure that you're using big movements, because if you think about it, like let's say you go into the bar and 20 people notice you because you're moving bigger, you got your posture and everything. If only 2 girls out of those 20 like you, that's still pretty good. That's still 2 girls that like you, and you'll start to notice girls kind of hovering around once you start doing this, okay? And this is going to lead me actually into number 4, which is make sure that you are engaged with what you're doing, okay? What I mean by this is when you're having a conversation, be into the conversation. Don't be, I see a lot of guys where they're at the bar or they're at a party or something like that, and they're just like looking around, looking for what to do, looking for something better. What this communicates to people is what you're doing right here is not fun. You want to be somewhere else. Why would somebody want to be around that with somebody who's looking for someone else or someone else to have fun with or something better? They want to be where the fun's at. And if you're having the fun, they're going to want to be with you. So even if you're just having a talk with your buddy or something like that, be engaged. Have a great conversation with them. You know, use the gestures that I talk about too. That's how you can show it as well. If you're dancing, dance. Do something silly. Whatever you're doing, be into what you're doing. And what you're going to start to notice, again, is girls are going to start orbiting you. You're going to see people start to notice you a little bit more. This is such a big point that I'm actually going to illustrate an example. So a lot of times when I was out in Southeast Asia, so I traveled for a year in Southeast Asia, I was traveling by myself, so a lot of times I would kind of have to pick up a conversation with someone and you know, figure things out by myself, which was fairly tough. But doable. And this particular time though, I was meeting up with a couple buddies that we'd been separated for a couple months, and we were finally meeting up again. So I was super stoked to see them. They were super stoked to see me. We were like high-fiving. That particular night we went out and we were at this like big dance party that the hostel was throwing. There's a lot of people there. And we were just having the time of our lives. Like every time we were talking, we were catching up on stories, we were laughing, we were making a lot of noise, a lot of movements. Every time we went on the dance floor, we were coming up with like the silliest moves. We were like flexing, we were like doing goofy dances. We were the silliest, most fun people in the entire crowd, and we were into what we were doing. We were 100% engaged. In fact, I don't even remember looking up or talking to other people in the midst of all this. But sure enough, girls started to come through. They started orbiting. They started wanting to dance with us. And in fact, probably the hottest girl that I'd even seen on my trip started orbiting us. And she was actually pretty mean to me, but eventually we ended up hooking up. And it never would have happened if we hadn't been so into what we were doing that the fun was there. Sure, there were better looking guys than me at this place. There were guys with bigger muscles. There were guys, you know, richer or whatever. They didn't get this girl, and the girl kept coming around us because we were the most fun thing. We were engaged, okay? I'm not the best looking guy out there, but when I'm on my game, when I'm doing that sort of stuff, you can bet your ass those girls are gonna be coming towards me. So that's what I want you guys to start doing more. The fifth and final thing, and this is one of the most important ones for sure, is style. Having good style will raise your look up by, you know, at least a point or two. If you have terrible style and you change to good style, it's gonna raise you up by at least a point or two, okay? The first step when it comes to style is to pay attention to it. If you haven't paid attention to your style, it's probably not that great. I know from my experience, I used to think that I had good style because I would, you know, take my mom's or my dad's hand-me-downs or something like that, or clothes my friends would give me, or things that I would get free at like a soccer game or something like that. I thought that was good style. It's not good style, okay? Now I buy clothes that fit me, I buy nice things. Like, look at this shirt. A lot of people think that, oh, well, I don't have a lot of money, I'm poor, like I can't afford good clothes. Like this, you know, it's not the best shirt, but it's a nice shirt. It's a button up, and I bought it for $20 at H&M. I mean, there's plenty of places that you can go to buy a few clothes that will take your style up to here. And a couple principles that I would go by for sure. Number one, the way a piece of clothing fits on you is far more important than, you know, the design or the label or maybe the artwork on it or the color. How it fits on you is the most important thing. So make sure you're buying clothes that fit for you. I'm a skinny dude, so I need to buy slim fit clothes. If I buy like really baggy stuff, it doesn't matter if it's Gucci, it still doesn't look good. The second thing is pay attention to the area that you're living in. If you're living in a certain area where a lot of people are wearing button-ups, you probably might want to wear a button-up if you want to get laid. I mean, it's good to have your own style, but like take it in with the area that you're in. So like, I would wear this button up if I was going out to the area. There's an area of San Francisco called the Marina where people are a little bit more preppy there. So I would wear a button up there, but I wouldn't wear a button up if I was wearing, well, I might wear a button up in the Mission District, but I wouldn't wear a suit and tie or something like that because that might get me punched in the face. So you can have your style, but you have to know what the groups or what the tribes or what the culture is in the area that you're in, so you have a fighting chance. All right, so those are my 5 ways to look better instantly. If you think of anything else, please leave them in the comment section below. Those are the major ones that I covered that you can start doing right now to make you look better. I'm sure there's more out there that I haven't thought of, but those are the main ones that I would turn to and the main ones that I think guys lose sight of. So if you have any questions about this, leave them in the comment section below. If you made it to the end, consider subscribing. Come out with videos like this every single week. If you want to take your results to women with the if you want to take your results with women to the next level and you're having trouble, maybe you feel like you're plateauing, chances are you probably got to get a coach, okay? The same thing applies when you're working out. Sure, when you work out, you might get a little bit stronger, but you are going to get that much better with a personal trainer. They're going to be there. They're going to figure out what you're doing wrong to make sure you get the results that you're looking for. So if you're interested in that, email me at TheSingleGuy2017@gmail.com. Thanks a lot, you guys, and good luck out there.